Hey everyone. Um, Here's another vlog whilst doing the forest. I'm in my first base at the moment. I haven't played this for a while, so it's a little bit strange being back. I wanted to do a normal vlog because this one's kind of serious and maybe a little bit emotional. But I can't bring myself to sit in front of the camera and fully concentrate on what I want to say, because it's all just a bit too much at the moment, and I know some of y'all already know what's been going on. This year has been a shitty year. It's been a very shitty year, and on Monday I had another blow that kind of broke the camel's back a little bit. Come on, you're only 1 minute in, you can do it. I just wanted to let y'all know, and just to talk about it as well because it helps. I don't want to always... Oh fuck, I left the window open. Let me just quickly sort that. I suddenly heard the shop downstairs. I was like, oh no, that means that my window's open. Yeah, the thing is I don't want to like say the same thing over and over and over to those close to me in real life. It helps, but after a while it just becomes repetitive and I don't know how useful that is. And I think sometimes just letting it all out in a vlog like this, or just maybe not let it all out, but just discuss it. Have a different way of getting it out there for whoever wants to listen or not. It's mostly for me, to be honest, but I also want to keep y'all up to date because I haven't uploaded again for a while. I think it's been 4 days now. And I thought I want to upload something, but I just don't... See, I'm just walking a circle now. I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. I literally spent days in bed after Monday because I was just too depressed to get up and do stuff. So I'll just get to it. What happened is that on Sunday, my blue-tongued skink, Lily, I've had her for 15 years. And she's fairly elderly lizard. Suddenly I heard this really loud noise coming from her tank. And it's a noise that I'll never forget, but I've never heard before either. It almost sounded like... Because she, you know, sometimes they cough up food or they, you know, swallow wrong and they choke a little bit and they cough it back up. She didn't do that very often, but it is something that they do. My guinea pigs do the same thing, like when they drink water quickly, sometimes it goes down the wrong way and you hear like this little duck cough, which is very cute. Oh. Yeah, come here. I would love to shoot some of you. And yeah, it was just so loud that I thought it was the guinea pigs, but it wasn't. And now when I looked at her, she was making similar movements to when she's trying to get food up, but she was foaming at the mouth, like really badly, and just like she couldn't breathe, you know, that kind of movement. And so I took her out. She was immediately very uncomfortable when I took her out. Started panicking. She scratched me all over my neck and my collarbone because she wanted to get away from me, which in hindsight I understand why she did that, but I also had to do something because I wasn't just gonna let her choke to death, what I thought was happening in the beginning. But I took her to the kitchen because I thought, you know, if she started pooping and weeing all over me, so it's like, if I take her in the kitchen and there's a clean floor, I can just... at least I can clean it up easily. That's what I thought. I can just put her on the floor and make sure that I can Oh. That I can help her. I tried to open her mouth, couldn't do it, so I was already kind of thinking, like, if she was really choking, she would have her mouth open, you know, and she wouldn't be able to breathe through her nose, but eventually she calmed down, and I had her in my arms, and I was just, like, stroking her, and I was, like, trying to calm her down, and she's always been very attached to me, like, she recognizes my voice, who I am, she listens to her nickname, which is Little Beastie, and I was just calming her down, messaging my friend who's an exotic vet, saying, what the fuck just happened? Is there anything I can do in the future to stop this from happening? Because I still thought that she had choked on something, and I thought it was because I gave her a really big meal previously. Like, literally an hour or half an hour before that, I gave her a big meal, and that's when it happened, so I thought maybe it was too much for her. She's getting too old to have big meals like that. And I caused it. That's what I thought. And indirectly, I still think the food had a helping hand in it, but not the way I thought at the time. And then I had her in my arms for about 15 minutes, and then I thought, well, she's getting a bit cold, so I should probably get her back into the tank, because, you know, reptiles, cold-blooded, they don't do very well if they're unwell to be cold. So, oh, it's raining now, okay. So I put her back, and as soon as I put her back, she immediately started doing it again. In hindsight, I think it was the stress of picking her up and putting her back into her tank that caused it. But she was doing the same thing, the choking movements, but not with her mouth open. And I took her back into the kitchen, tried to call the vet, emergency vet, and as they were on the phone, she started writhing around, her eyes bulging. There was nothing I could do but watch. There was literally nothing I could do. She was just like twisting herself over in panic and pain, and there's just nothing I could do for her. And she just went limp. And I thought she had died, so I started crying my heart out. She was completely and utterly limp, no reflexes anymore. I couldn't feel a heartbeat, but then that's really hard with reptiles anyway. And I thought I let her choke to death. That was still my belief at the time. So, in my grief, I was like rubbing her on her back and on her side. Just absent-mindedly, you know, almost like CPR. And suddenly, after 10 minutes had passed after that moment, she starts slowly breathing again. I couldn't fucking believe it. I thought I was losing my mind. And she, let me just kill these assholes for a sec. Where are you? Where? Can you stop? Stop! I'm trying to talk about something. So annoying. Why are you on top of there? Hey! Oh, you too? You want some too? You can have some too. What about you? Huh? You want some? Fucking asshole. Stop fucking attacking my base. And you. Alright, dead. Dead. Stop. I mean, it's kind of good to have this distraction. I know it seems a little bizarre, but it's better for me to not go into a downward spiral, because that's the other thing that I've been really trying to avoid is, I know you have to grieve and I know you have to let it happen, but because I have ADHD, I have emotional dysregulation, which means I have no control over my emotions, or I find it really hard to control my emotions, and my emotions are a lot more intense, which means that for someone without ADHD, they might move on a lot quicker. For me, it will take months and months and months and months, maybe years even. And I don't want... Oh, piss off! I thought I killed you! Stop attacking my fucking wall, you bitch! Anyway. So, it's good to have these disruptions, and that's what I've been doing as well, like, try to keep myself as occupied as possible. Even when I didn't want to leave my bed, I was still just, you know, wasting my time watching YouTube shorts and stuff like that. Bless the YouTube shorts. I wasn't too sure about them at first, but they have been a real blessing with these kind of things. Anyway. But she started breathing again, eventually. Very slowly. Almost not noticeable. I thought it was actually reflex of, you know, a dead body. Sometimes they can do that. And, but then I started like doing proper heart massage after that, because I thought, well, maybe she is coming to. Maybe she just passed out because she lost consciousness because of lack of oxygen. But then I remember when I gave her, I did give her mouth to mouth, or nostril, mouth to nostril. I had no resistance when I gave her oxygen. So that means that there wasn't an obstruction. And then slowly it started to dawn on me as I was talking to the vet that it was probably our heart. It's like, it sounds like a heart attack, but I've never seen a heart attack in a reptile. So I don't know what that looks like. Now I know, and I'm probably going to write it down like really detailed, so those who need it can use it. I'll give it to my friend Richard and he can distribute it if he wants or whatever. Because it is very, you know, initially you would think that they were choking, but it isn't. It was just her pain, you know, the cramping of the muscles and her, you know, just being in pain. But it was just so out of the blue. And you know, it was literally hours before that. I was walking around with her through the house with her on my shoulder. There was nothing going on. And suddenly, what the fuck is this? Suddenly this happens, and that's what terrifies me about life, you know, is like, you don't know. And that's another thing that I find really hard to deal with right now, is because I'm literally scared of everything just going away. I've had so much loss this year, is that it's just one too many at the moment. And what makes it all worse is that it's just normal life, but it's all in 1 year. This year is the shittiest year. I think for me personally, this is one of the worst years I've had. But luckily I'm mentally a lot stronger. I'm in a better place mentally, and I know that I need to do certain things for myself to be able to cope with it better. Like this weird vlog. But also, you know, just looking after myself when I can. I never used to, you know, I used to just spiral out of control into depression, which doesn't help anyone, at least of all me. So I try not to do that anymore. I had to learn very hard way several times to finally come to the conclusion that, hey, maybe you should love and look after yourself. But we all know how that feels, I think. Anyway, so got her to the vet because you know she was almost normal again, except for very weak and still a little bit labored breathing. So got her to the vet, and they said, you know, of course, you did the right thing. It was in the evening as well, so it was an emergency vet, which means that it was like £800 to get her admitted and keep her overnight, and she was put in an oxygen tank so she could breathe. Apparently she was being feisty with the nurses when they were trying to take an x-ray and stuff like that. It's like, well, sounds like Lily. So I always try to remain positive and hopeful, but deep in my heart I knew I wasn't going to see her again. They did ask me if I wanted to say goodbye to her when I left, but I didn't want to stress her out by being taken out again and then having to go outside in the cold because it's a night vet. You're not allowed in the building at the time, which I hate so fucking much. I had that with Tanuki, I had that with Kozo. I couldn't be there with Bao. I think I'm gonna go to my other base. And yeah, I just knew that was it, but I wanted to know what was going on, so they were going to do diagnostic tests the following day if she survived. Luckily got no call during the night, so that meant that she had made it. And then my exotics vet that I usually see, Sonia, she's absolutely really lovely. Yeah, you want one? Oh, you actually dodged me. Did he die? No. Oh, there's another one. I don't know if he died or not. The game's only lagged. You want one? Where's the other twat? Oh, you're still alive. There you go. Not anymore. I don't really want your bodies. I just want to get to my other base. But yeah, my usual vet is either her or Amy, which is the other exotics vet that I really love. Oh, piss off! Eh. No. Come here. Oh, I have no fucking stamina. You're taking all my fucking armor away. No, you're not. Come here. Don't run away when you start a fight. That's right. You dirty butt crack. Look how dirty it is. Gross. Yeah, so once my vet looked at her, I knew that she'd be in good hands, but they were going to start diagnostic tests around noon, and she literally called at 12:30, which meant bad news. And she said that Lily showed well, initially she had said that the first x-ray that the night nurse and the night vet, or the night team I should say, took was a little bit blurry because she wouldn't sit still. She was stressing out, of course, and I didn't want to gas her at the time because of her breathing problems. And she said the initial x-rays didn't look good, that there was signs of heart issues and that one of her lungs looked smaller than the other. So yeah, she called literally half an hour after noon. Probably as soon as they took the first x-ray. And they did gas her for that, so she was under. And she said that Lily's heart was enlarged. Her liver was enlarged. Her liver was so big that it was compressing one of her lungs, and that's why it looked smaller. And she had fluids in her abdominal cavity, or thorax. They don't really have a thorax, but yeah, just she had fluids around her organs, which meant heart failure, possible cancer was suspected as well. And because she was elderly and her lungs look cloudy as well now because of the aspiration, probably because of her having the heart attack and aspirating herself because of it, because she was foaming so much at the mouth, which is something that skinks do when they're stressed. And she was still foaming now because she was stressed. We all agreed to let her go. Because even if we tried medication, there's almost no information on heart medication on skinks, which means that she would have to trial medication with horrible side effects, hoping that it works. And also with now added breathing problems, possible chance of pneumonia because of the aspiration. Aspiration is when you inhale like fluid or just foreign objects, whatever. It's usually fluid related, I think. And yeah, so it was kind of just to let her go. She was old, she was 16, probably, could be older because she was adopted. Her previous owner wasn't that great, so I don't know what her history is up until I got her. And it just went so fast. Like, every time I take an animal to the emergency vet, I don't see them back. And it sucks because, you know, you put all the effort in to help and save your them. Like, I've been in positions in the past where I was too poor to be able to afford the emergency vet, and even now I'm back in debt again because, you know, I couldn't really afford it, but I wasn't going to let her die on her own. Or not try my best, because I've been in that position when I had so little that I couldn't. And it's the most horrendous thing. If people think that it's kinder to let your animal just die of natural causes when they're obviously suffering, it's not the right thing to do. It's so cruel. And I still regret it to this day when I was in my early 20s that I couldn't and didn't have the option. And now the only upside is that I can euthanize them more humanely. That's the only thing, and it costs me a lot. What I mean is that I'm trying my best now to look after my animals. I mean, I've always tried my best, but I have the opportunity now to do my absolute best for my animals. And it makes no difference in the end. And that's what fucking sucks. I mean, the results are the same. The end results are the same. Because for them, it's better. And I'm so glad that she'll never have to go through that horrendous attack. Because the worst thing about reptiles is when they go through like a heart attack, for example. What can you do? What can you do unless you're at a vet's? And my vet is a long ass way away, so even if I had immediately gotten into, you know, a cab or whatever to get her there, it wouldn't have made any difference. And it was just, yeah, it really broke me. I'm now kind of like more in a numb state of mind where I don't obsessively replay her last moments or when I see her empty tank. Because, especially on Tuesday, I was a mess. I just cried all day. I woke up crying, didn't stop crying, went to bed crying. I would see her tank and just drape myself over it and cry my eyes out. That luckily has lessened. Less dramatic now. It's all kind of internalized a little bit more, and I'm kind of numb and tired now. So even though I still get choked up, I don't do that heart-wrenching, loud sobbing. But it was just... I'm just so done with this year, you know? I need to eat. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. Because she was with me for so long, and the worst thing is that I didn't realize how much she meant to me and how attached I was until she wasn't there anymore, you know? It's just all these things that you do every day, whether it's a person or a pet, that you're not always aware of. Like, I used to say goodnight to her every single fucking evening. And it just was automatic, you know? I know, it sucks. Then have to scream at me about it. Oh, there you are. Alright, let's do some shooting then. What are you hurrying about, asshole? Oh, almost. Piece of shit. What is he doing? Is he wanking in there? You're right in there. Oh, there she is. What is he doing in there? Seriously. What? I can't see anymore now because you're really dark because you're charred. Oh, I went over you. Shit. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Did she die? Oh, I think she went into the water. I don't know what this guy is doing. What if I shoot an arrow in front of him? Does that help? This game is a great distraction at the right times sometimes. See, I already don't know where my train of thoughts was going, which is kind of good. Like I said, I don't want to dwell too much on the loss and her final moments and the fact that I was so fucking helpless. I couldn't do anything for her, and that was one of the worst things. Oh, hi. You wanna die? What? Oh. Oh, I did get you. Oh, let's see if we can get the one in the tree. I love it when I hit them. Oh. Ah. There you go, 2 at once. Never fuck with someone who's heartbroken, assholes. Oh. He's trying to set himself. Trying to, Oh no, is he a molly? I don't know if he's on fire or a molly. I think he's a molly actually. Yep, molly. God damn it, piss off. No. Damn it. I know. Whoa, oh my blueberries! Did I get him? My blueberries are on fire. Oh, I can still eat them though. No, they did die! No! You destroyed all my blueberries. Quick, eat them before they... What a bag of dicks. I think he died though. Where'd he go? Huh? Excuse me, can you all just bugger off? Actually, can I sleep? That guy's stuck somewhere, I don't know what he's doing. Oh, I can't sleep, excellent. Oh, I was kind of hoping he was still there. That would have been funny. Any dead bodies out there? No. This has grown back, actually. I just realized. This is all grown back. All the trees are back. Oh, Lily will be very happy. I mean, Lily, my friend, will be very happy. That's going to be confusing for a while. They both spell the name the same way as well. Yeah, she was named Lily because of Lily the Pink, the song. Better than her original name, which was Savage. It was stupid. But I'm going to do some stuff to work through this. I mean, I have to, right? So I buried her out front in the front door, in front of the front door. There's like this little alcove thingy. And put like 5 or 6 different heathers on there. And heathers are really old plants. I don't know berries anymore. Oh yeah, I made the wall all around. Oh, actually, do I still need to build some wall? Oh yeah, over there. I should probably continue with that. Yeah, because Lily always reminded me of a dinosaur, you know? The way she cocked her head as well, like a little T-Rex or whatever. I always used to call her a fat chicken though, because it did remind me of a chicken. But chickens, you know, are also dinosaurs, really. And so I wanted an ancient species of plant on top of her grave. And I recently found out that heathers go back to a period. I forgot the name of it now, but it's millions and millions of years. I think it was something like 45 million or 50 million years ago they traced heather back to. So it's ancient, proper dinosaur age. Although dinosaurs were here 65 million. It's about, you know what I mean. It's old. So I thought it was very appropriate. And then the slate, she had a piece of slate that she bashed on every day for 15 years. Gonna use that to engrave her name and her dates on. No, you can't see me. Go away. Hey, it worked for once. Oh yeah, they're over there. Haha, fooled you, sucker. Yeah, I'm gonna engrave that. Or like, etch it. I don't know what it's called, actually. Oh, I gotta do all this still. Crap. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then I also wanna paint her. Because she actually had her heart attack on the day that I was making pumpkin bread and pumpkin soup. All I can think about is her posed with some pumpkins, you know, in like a dark Rembrandt type style. And yeah, I'll do oil paint on canvas. And oh god, I'm not even near you. Yeah, I'll hang that in place of where her tank currently is, because once I can, I will clean that all up and hopefully sell it on. Because I don't want another big lizard. Maybe if somebody really needs me to take one on because of certain circumstances in the far future, but not at the moment. I had no idea that you could get this attached to a reptile. Because I've had reptiles before, but they were all small, and for some reason, you know, you bond a little less with them. I mean, I was sad about losing Felice and Aho and one of my leopard geckos, Jake. I was very sad about, but Lily was just she was almost like a lizard puppy, you know. She always reacted, always listened to her nickname. I could kiss her big fat waddle. And she never treated me badly at all, even when she was like stressed out with certain things, like oh, there you are. I didn't see you, sorry. You know, the only time she nipped me was when she was going for some live food and my hand got in the way because I stupidly held it in front of her way in the beginning. And she even immediately let go then because, you know. So she was really good. Because you don't hear that often, and because I couldn't socialize her from young on, I don't think she was that socialized. And she also kind of went out the way I met her. The first day I took her home in the car. She was on my lap, and she peed and pooped on me. And I was like, great. It's going to be fun having this animal. I adopted her from someone who was moving to America and didn't want to pay the import costs. So, I took her on. And at the time I wasn't too sure, but over time I really, really learned to love her and appreciate her, and she's just a constant presence. But it's made me very fearful at the moment, and I'm sure that will go away again, I hope. I'm sure it's also to do with getting older and, like I said in the previous vlog, being more aware of mortality. When you see so much death around you, it's more obvious than ever, and it's so unpredictable. And that's why I always say to people, you know, don't hold on to grudges. Make amends where you can. Don't be stubborn about being right about something. Sometimes you gotta just compromise and make the best out of it, because life is too short, and before you know it, that person might not be there anymore, that pet might not be there anymore, or you might not be there anymore. And it's not to fearmonger, but it's just to underline that life is precious. And I never used to feel like that, you know, because I don't want to have this life. And although I find it extremely hard, and you see the world at the moment is just one massive shit pile at the moment. People not treating each other right, and the powers that be being absolute wankers. I still think life's precious and fleeting. So, but at the moment I'm scared to lose. I'm really scared to lose everyone. Except for these assholes, of course. There's still so much wall to go. God. Never gonna finish it. I need to get my friend Lily in. I'm gonna say my friend Lily from now on for a while, because otherwise it's just too weird. I used to say Lulu to her. Guys, please. Because of a channel I used to watch called Kittysaurus, and she had a munchkin cat called no, that was Lulu. Where do I get Lulu from? It was also someone from Asia who said Lily, and it sounded like Lulu. Maybe it was Lulu and I just turned it into Lulu. Anyway, I used to say Lulu to her all the time. I always hoped that she didn't take it the wrong way. Never said anything, so very polite. Excuse me? Oh, I wanted that, actually. No, shit. Which one's my bow and arrow? There you go. 3. You're right. You're the same guy who got stuck before. Or you the same guy who got stuck before. Boink. Look, I just want to build my wall and talk. But also thank you for the distraction. Shut up. Headshot. It's about time. You all gone? Is that it? Alright. Am I crouched? Oh. Oh. Okay. Shut up and go away. Oh, I'm getting a little hungry. Headshot? Nope. Where'd the other one go? Oh, there he is. Honey. Did you just giggle at me for no reason? I can't see you. Is my eyesight getting worse? I can hear you, you dumb fuck. What are you doing? You know, I've had enough of you. I'm going this way. Huh. But yeah, it's just that this year started with Bao dying in March. Or February, I can't remember. No, February. Just before that it was Lulu as well. Or was it Lulu just after? I can't remember. There's been so many losses. Lulu and Bao were quite close together. I think it was Lulu first, and then Bao. But yeah, it started with Bao dying unexpectedly. He was one of my guinea pigs. And he was only 1.5 years old, which is the youngest I've ever lost a guinea pig, so... I thought Bowie, my other guinea pig, had that title at 3. She suddenly had oral cancer, which was inoperable. Again, no medication available for guinea pigs for that, for cancer, so... that was euthanasia, even though she was otherwise healthy, which was the shittiest thing ever. And then, yeah, Bao. Anyway. Bao got put to sleep in February. Yeah, because it was around Valentine, I remember, so I think it was 17th of February or something like that. I don't know, I've blocked a lot of it, and I still haven't grieved over him properly. That's the thing, you know, I don't... what I'm doing now with Lily is kind of the same as well, where I'm just tucking it away eventually. Like, I'll really feel unimaginable pain in my heart for the first couple of days. And after that, I go numb. And I just bury it in my psyche. But it will eventually come back and kick me in the ass. And I'm trying not to let that happen, but it's such an automatic thing. And again, I also don't want to fall into depression, because if I keep on rehashing everything, I just go into this downward spiral, and then that doesn't help anyone either. So, it's really tough to regulate that. Yeah, they fucking destroyed all my armor. There you go. Better? It's tough balancing a lot of stuff in life. But now I gotta watch that I don't get scared of living life. That everything scares me, you know, being paranoid about everything, being paranoid that I'm just gonna suddenly develop cancer or something and die. My parents might croak at any moment. People I love. I'm just really, really scared right now. Because I lost Bao, and then I lost my stepmother in April, and then I lost my last remaining grandparent, my grandmother, in May. Was it May or June? I don't know. It was just before her birthday. And now Lily. And, you know, 3 of those have been a constant for a very long. For a very long time, so it's hard to deal with, but I'm going to seek some help as soon as I can find some inner strength. I'm going to talk to my insurance and see if I can get some therapy, because I think that would be good. I think it'd be good to talk about these things and just see what else I can do. But I just, you know, I think I've mentioned this a couple of times before, where I find it hard to be happy about anything, to feel joy and live in the moment anymore, because every time I genuinely kick my butt into action to do something and I'm proud to have achieved something, or something happens that I'm so happy about, almost always immediately after I get hit with something disastrous, and it's psychologically conditioning me not to be happy about anything, because every time I feel happy I feel like I'm being punished. And I know it's just bad coincidence, but I just, you know, before Lily died, I was finally getting back into getting my physical condition up, trying to minimize whatever effects my chronic illnesses have on me. I was feeling motivated to turn things around, even though my health has been the worst it's been this year overall. And I felt hopeful, and now all that's gone again. And it's just really hard to snap out of that, and or I shouldn't say snap out of it, because that's kind of bullshit, you know. You either feel it or you don't. But I guess a better way of saying it is to minimize the negative effects that it's had on me mentally. Because I know very well that ultimately there's not going to be positive change if I'm not going to be that positive change. Even though I try to be, and life always fucks me over. See? Plant some new blueberry bushes and then you'll have blueberries again. You can't just stare at an empty piece of land and cry about the blueberries that once were, you know? Just to put a really simple, dumb example. What I'm trying to say. Anyway, it's been almost an hour. I should probably stop talking now. I'm sorry this wasn't very exciting gameplay, but like I said, I couldn't just sit down and talk about it. So if you've been listening to me, then thank you. I very much appreciate it. Please do share your thoughts on any of the subjects that I spoke about. And I'll bounce back eventually. It's just I'm pretty empty and defeated at the moment. I do have to say that Chew, one of my guinea pigs, has been an absolute fucking gift from the heavens. Not you. She... when I'm like super obsessed, I wanted to say, upset where I'm like hyperventilate crying, you know, that really heaving crying. She's the only thing that calms me down, because she'll immediately start licking my entire face and it just instantly makes me like chuckle, because she's just so manic with it as well. I know it's just the tears that she likes. You know, not every guinea pig does it. She's only the second that I've had from the 18 guinea pigs that I've had in my life that's ever done that. So it's not necessarily a salt thing. Oh no, I have to say Yue started doing it as well. I think it's because sometimes I have them together and then Chew does it and then Yue is like, oh, Chew does it so I should do it, but she's not as fanatic. Chew obsessively licks my face. Even when I've not been crying, to be honest, but if I cry but it cheers me up, you know, and it does calm me down. Again, it takes me out of that destructive cycle of intrusive, repetitive thoughts and imagery, which is the hardest thing for me. When something tragic happens, I will replay it over and over and over and over and over and think, what did I do wrong? Why couldn't I have done it better? But that's not fruitful. It's not useful. It's done. She's gone. I had 15 wonderful years with her, and you can only do your best. And sometimes your best isn't always what you want in hindsight, but there's so many factors at play in life, and it's not as straightforward as people like to think. So it's gonna sound hypocritical from someone who always self-blames, but don't blame yourself. Unless, of course, you know, you killed someone, then yeah, you are to blame. But I mean, in general, just everybody feels guilt about decisions they made, or as long as you're good at heart and you meant well, then self-blame is not really gonna help anyone. And I try my best, and apparently I did bring her back from the dead once. I was joking I was gonna call her Jesus Lizard if she survived this, but I already knew as I made the joke that that wasn't gonna happen. But I seriously think I brought her back. I think she did actually pass away, or very close to passing away. Maybe she was in defib or whatever. But me just rubbing her out of grief got her back, and that's the most bizarre thing ever, because I went through the grief twice. You know, the first time when I thought she had died in my arms, and then a day later when we agreed to put her down. So it's like a double blow, and it was really hard. Anyway, I will try and record some other stuff and try to be with it as much as possible. I know you all understand, and you're not gonna blame me for not being as enthusiastic in the upcoming weeks, but for me it's a good distraction as well to just, you know, switch off and concentrate on something else. And I appreciate all the love that y'all have sent me, messages and general support, and it's much appreciated. So Thank you. And hopefully the next vlog will be less depressing. Thank you so much. And much love to you all.